Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So how do you usually practice to playing a keyboard?
I usually practice with my teacher in my home.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi everyone, welcome back to MTsB podcast.
Kita ni cakap.
My name is REVYTA PUTRI and this is my friend.
My name is AMELIA.
We are from 9.1. In this time, we will discuss about worship devoutly. As we know, for us Muslims, praying 5 times a day is an obligatory that must be carried out. The high position of prayer for Muslim is linked to that prayer is the pillar of Islam. Many people are trying to be able to do worship devoutly. In your opinion, what is devoutly in terms of Islam?
There are many devoutly insights that we can learn, and there are even hadiths and we can look and read in this Al-Quran.
Devoutly means serenity and submission to Allah in carrying out worship, especially in perform prayer. A person is said to have devoted his eyes if he has lowered his gaze. And now, what do you think about devoutly meanings?
A devoutly person is someone who prays and feel the presence of Allah, who is very close for him, and he is and soul and very peaceful.
Devoutly can also be interpreted as softness of heart, peace of mind, and also submission of all wills. It is caused by lust and hurt that cries when in the presence of Allah.
Did you know, Ravi, there are two types of devoutly and that we can learn?
Yes, that is very true. There are two types of devoutly that we can learn. Namely devoutly faith and devoutly nifaq. Devoutly faith is devoutly heart to Allah with an attitude of exalting, glorifying, calm, fear, and shame. His heart is open to Allah with an openness that filled with humiliation because of worry, shame mixed with love.
Solemn nifaq is that appears on the surface of the body in the force and activital nature, while his heart is not solemnly or devoutly.
In the Al-Quran also discussed about humility, namely in Al-Baqarah 45, Al-Imran 199, Al-Isra 109, and also Al-Anbiya 90. How important it is to be devoutly in our worship, so that Al-Quran also discuss about it in 4 surah add-ons.
That's true, besides in the Al-Quran it turns out there are also hadiths and discuss humility, which further prove that humility is very important to in worship.
There are several ways so that our worship can become devoutly, namely first, we must follow the procedure of perform prayer correctly. Second, mind must focus. The third, we must always assume that prayer we do is our last prayer, and the place where we worship must be clean, holy, and quiet. And also the last, we must understanding the meaning of reading in prayers.
Now let's discuss the method one by one, and the first is to pray correctly, meaning that we must to pray according to the Quran and the talk.
Okay, then the second way is by understanding the meaning of reading in prayers. By understanding the reading in prayers, we will be able to live our words, and also our minds will be more focused in carrying out worship.
The next step is a clean environment. Try to perform and try in a clean, comfortable.
And the next is focus. When we performing obligatory prayers, look at the place of prostration, resist the temptation or glance or even look elsewhere, and more importantly, we have to feel that we are dealing with Almighty Essence, namely Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala.
Well, it's really amazing if you can really carry out worship in sincerely, right?
Yes. May we always try to be able to worship better, Mel. Okay, now let's talk about the virtue of worship devoutly. There are several important points why we must be devoutly in carrying out worship. The first, devoutly prayer can bring happiness in the world and hereafter. As stated in Quran Surah Al-Mu'minun verse 1 until 2. that really lucky are those who believe, namely those who are devoutly in prayers.
Then the second point is that we can get peace of mind. It is proven that people who are solemnly in prayer.
The last point about the virtue of worship devoutly is that prayer that is done sincerely can erase the sins of the past.
Revi, do you know that what person feels he can be solemnly in the person?
Usually, someone who is devoutly in their prayers feel goosebumps skins, cry, and also heart shaking, humble, and peaceful.
Masya Allah, solemnly is important part that we must.
Yes, that's right. Devoutly is the highest manifestation of a healthy heart and the main foundation for the establishment of prayer and zikir. When a person has devoutly, then he will get forgiveness and great reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
For that, before we face to Allah, first we must finish the business that if can invert to Allah consultation.
Besides that, we also have to always pray to Allah to avoid a heart that is not devoutly and can achieve devoutly as the prayer that has been taught by Rasulullah. Ya Allah, I take refuge in you from knowledge that does not benefit, from a heart that is not humble, and from a soul that is never satisfied, and from the prayer that is not answered.
I hope our discussion about worship devoutly is enough.
Yes, hopefully what we talk in this time can be useful for all of us.
Thank you for nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.